Hey everybody, it's me, Abby, and today I'm doing a story time video because I have not done a story time video in forever. We hit 900 subscribers. I don't even understand how that's possible. Like literally 2 months ago I hit 700 and now I'm at 900. Also, people at school know about my YouTube channel now and it's really awkward. They look it up on their Chromebooks, and people always ask me for shoutouts, but I'm not gonna give them to them because savage right here, my dude. Also, if you didn't notice, I made some of my first videos public again. So my first video ever, the basic handstand tutorial, I made it public, so now everyone in this whole world can see it, and I sound like a little chipmunk. I haven't even said what the stories are about. What the heck? I have like a bunch of stories to tell today, but they all have to do around the same concept. Whoa, that was a smart word. The times that the police came to my house. The first one I'm going to be saying is how I had nothing to do with this at all, and I just heard from what my parents and brother were talking about. But we have this neighbor, which I'm planning on doing a whole nother video on amazing times with this neighbor. My brother and him were friends and they would get into fights a lot. The neighbor did something, I don't really know, but the police always came to our house for like evidence or whatever. I still don't even know what happened. I just remember the police knocking on our door at 6 a.m. like every single day for a week straight, asking more questions. Another time with this neighbor, he ran away, and I'm gonna keep the rest of the running away story for another video, but he ran away. The police were called, obviously, and they went door to door asking if they'd seen him. Okay. Another time the police came to my house is when, what the heck, why am I like, So I was in my room, sitting in this chair right there, and I was texting my friend, but I remember seeing the police pull into my neighbor's driveway. This is not the same neighbor as the other stories. And then like 5 minutes later, I see the police walk back to his car with like a huge brick boulder thing. So I like text my friend, say, I just saw the police go by with a boulder. And I was really confused. And then next thing I know, there's a knock on our door, and it's the same police officer. So my mom answers the door, and later we found out that my neighbor, somebody threw a huge rock into their car. It wasn't like a normal rock. It was like stone that would be like on a patio. Knew that we had some of those in my backyard, so we looked to see if any of them were missing, but none of them were. I'm still not too sure what happened. The next story about police in my house. So I was hanging out with my friend Alicia. If you've watched any of my videos, you know who she is. Her house is like across the street and down a little bit. So I was hanging out at her house with her other neighbor, and this was a really long time ago. I'd say I was about 10, so that makes my brother 13. So we were just hanging out in Alicia's driveway, doing something like drawing with chalk, making chalk dust. But all of a sudden, I look over at my house and I see a police car pull into my driveway. And next thing I know, my brother and his friend get out of the back of the police car. So I'm just like, what the heck? A couple hours later, I come home from Alicia's house and I ask what happened. And it turns out my brother and his friend were trespassing on train tracks. Well, they weren't trespassing, they were just walking on the train tracks. And apparently it's illegal to walk on train tracks, but the police caught them walking on the train tracks and they had to be escorted home. And the last story is actually about me, and it's not that interesting. I don't know why I decided to make this video. This video is not even interesting. So if you didn't know, my birthday was 2 months ago, March 1st. I had some friends over for my birthday party. I had 4 friends over for a sleepover. It was about midnight. We went out on the trampoline in my backyard, and we have this one inside joke that we always like shout really loud while we're on the trampoline. And we played truth or dare, and there's this bush that looks like Harambe in the dark. This particular night, we were listening to music and screaming along to it, and then I look over and I see my neighbor looking out his window at us, and he's just standing there, and he's standing there for like 5 minutes straight. And first of all, this neighbor is not a nice person at all. Stole my brother's bike, which I might do another video on that. As soon as I look over and I see him staring at us and watching, we all scream and we just lay down flat so that he can't see us anymore. And then like 2 minutes later, he walks away. And then not even 10 minutes later, the police drive by and they literally stop right in front of where we are on the trampoline, look at us, and then a couple minutes later drive past. Which I think there's something called like the non-emergency police, where like you call them and they just drive around to scare the people that are doing stuff like ding dong ditching. So we don't know if that's what it was or if they were driving around for something else, but they did stop right where we were and look at us for a couple minutes, so that was pretty scary. Those are all the stories of times when the police came to my house. I'm not sure if this is an interesting video. It probably wasn't because there weren't that many stories and all the stories were like 2 seconds long. So I'm sorry if you hated this video, but even if you hated it, you should still like it. I'm just gonna end this video right here, right now. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe so I can get to 1,000 subscribers as quick as possible. And anyways, I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out. When I get 1,000. I just remembered Tanner Brungardt is coming to Chicago and I need to buy tickets. Hold up, my dudes. I'm sorry. I just like really want to meet Tanner Brungardt. What the heck? It's already sold out. I'm so mad. Well, that is a disappointment.